and welcome to a very special edition of the Create With podcast. This week we're from a very exotic location in Greece for the Bubble House Greece this year, and I'm joined with a very special guest, the organiser of the Bubble House, Sarah Esteve. So thank you so much for taking the time to chat, Sarah.
You're welcome, James.
It's, I mean, you're the person behind the Bubble House, and I'm sure, like a lot of people over the years, I've kind of followed along on Twitter and seen all the amazing photos of people who've come along to the previous ones, and I had really bad FOMO. So this year I was like, I've got to be there, and I mean, looking at the surroundings here, this is what an absolutely fantastic location. What gave you the very, how did it come about, and what gave you the idea to start running these in the first place?
Because when I was attending for a conference, I found that leaving people at night after the conference or after dinner, after the conference, was sad.
Yeah.
And conference that doesn't let so much space to better know people.
Yeah, I completely agree. A lot of people say that when you go to a conference, it's not always the talks, it's the connections that you make. Yes. And like, I totally get that. It's like in the evening when you leave everyone, you're like, oh, I wish I could have chatted longer. So
Yes.
with the Bubble House, everyone's able to talk for much longer. And how many editions have there been now? How many years?
This is the fourth.
This is the fourth one.
Yes.
So, and the first one was in France, I think. Was it?
Yes, the first one was in Montpellier,
Yeah.
where I live, in South France, and so we were 12 people, French people,
Yeah.
for the first edition, and so we rented a big flat in the city center of Montpellier, and the experience was really nice, and so it motivated me to give another chance
Yeah.
to a bigger edition.
Yeah, and how many people came to that very first one?
The first one we were 12 people.
12 people,
Yes.
wow. So it's grown a lot over the last few years then. But,
Yes.
I mean, this one's got to such a stage, it was even one of the trending topics on Twitter in the whole of Greece, I saw last night. There's so many people doing hashtags here. It's a really amazing community. And then after that first year in France, where was the second one? Because they move around all the time, don't they?
Yes, that's the idea, is to get to new places each time. So the second one was in Girona, Spain.
Yeah.
So this edition was bigger because I rented a big house to host 35 people. So it was a success. Every seat was taken.
Yeah.
And people came from a lot of countries.
Yeah. I've noticed that here is that there are people really from every country. I think
Yes.
on the first night, where people were putting their hands up and introducing themselves, and it really was every country covered as well. It was, yeah, and people building all sorts of different stuff as well, which is really interesting. And so I think this is the first year that this has been in an actual resort rather than in a kind of a more Airbnb scenario. And what kind of led to that, and what do you think the differences are from the kind of the setup?
As I said previously, I wanted people to stick together in the villa, but this time I wanted to try in the resort if people stay together, even if they have the ability to go by their side. And it's working great, I think so, because with the Hackathon they stay together, but also we do a lot of activities together. We have a meeting room where we have shared our knowledge, and today we got to a trip in a boat. Tonight we are going to visit a city, and people stay together to eat in the morning, at night, going to the swimming pool together extra. We have played board game yesterday night, so it's working.
And aside from all the social kind of aspect of it, there is a lot of people working as well here, aren't they? And the hackathon is a big part of it as well. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about that.
About the hackathon?
Yeah.
Yes, the idea of the hackathon is to work together, but also to try the new mobile editor as it's going out from a few days ago. So it's very nice to work on this hackathon to get some native app very quick, because we have only like 2 or 3 days to build it. And the temptation is big to just go to the pool, but
Yeah.
people, as we've seen, are together and working together on their project. So that's very, very nice.
It's lovely, and people were kind of exchanging ideas and learning as well when they're building these things. So a lot of people have maybe never tried the native mobile editor.
Yes.
So it's really exciting to see the app coming together. And I've even seen in the evenings people being kind of testing each other's apps
Yes.
and like giving feedback. So that's been really fun to see.
Yes, and we have a lot of people in the co-living that has been on the beta.
Yeah.
So the team has been built with everyone, in every team, someone that already tried it. So that's easier.
So you've got a mixture of experience levels, which
Yes.
is nice. Awesome. And on the social side, that you've arranged a lot of activities as well.
Yes.
Like, so today, I think a lot of people were off on a boat,
Yes.
and there's been all sorts of stuff happening, and that's a big part of it as well, isn't it?
Yes, I think interesting to let people to have free time, but also to have activity other than bubbling, because
Yeah.
we are all bubbling all the year, all the day, etc. So we have a lot of activities. So we played board game, we go to the boat, tonight we go to a city, and it's very nice to experience all these things together.
Yeah, and there's again more and more opportunities for people to connect and really catch up. We're on the final day of the Bubble House here in Greece, and thanks to Sarah for that fantastic chat that we had with her. And now I'm here with Teo from Bubble, who's been here throughout the whole thing, representing Bubble and helping make everything run smoothly. So hey Teo, thanks so much for taking the time to chat to us.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for joining and doing this.
What an amazing few days. It's been so kind of eye-opening. I think, yesterday we were talking with Sarah about how she organises the whole thing. Yeah. And it's, I think over the last couple of years, Bubble have been here supporting in one way or another, like sending members of the team like you, or helping out with prizes and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's great to see Bubble supporting it.
Yeah, no, it's a really awesome initiative. I think it's been going on for 3 years now. I think she started it in Montpellier first, then she did the Spain house, then she inspired others to do their own version of the events in Atlanta and in Portugal. She actually has a Bubble app that runs the co-living the whole co-living experiment.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we were all signing up. Like, I love that. Like, again, like the whole event is kind of run with a Bubble app as well, which is just so awesome. So I thought we could talk a little bit about the hackathon. So this year it was all themed around the new native mobile builder, which has been like awesome. It only came out officially like a week or two ago, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's all the teams were building around that, and we've just kind of had the final presentation. So yeah, it'd be great to hear your thoughts about that, like some of your favorite bits that people build.
Yeah, for sure. So a little bit of background story, actually. I mean, I think Sarah's been working on this for quite some time now. I don't know when you found out that the Greek was happening, and I got looped in kind of towards the end, and it kind of turned out that the Greek house was a week after the launch. I don't think that was planned, and so when we realized that, right, we know that hackathons are a great format. It worked really well doing other Bubble houses that she's done, and so I was talking to the team, and we were talking to Sarah, and we were like, actually, this is perfect. We're gonna do the beta, and then we actually already had planned to launch like a summer-long like global hackathon for Bubble Mobile with great kind of cash prizes, right? I think we have 15K in prizes, like best iOS app, best Android app, and best companion app.
Yeah.
And so we figured, okay, we're gonna kick that off literally on Tuesday when the Bubble House hackathon kicks off, to get the team to kind of build in public, ship. I think we had 5 teams of like pretty strong Bubble developers.
Yeah.
And so like it just made perfect sense to do this. But again, it's a beta. A lot of people here had not played yet with it, and so we didn't know what was going to happen. And I was super impressed. We can talk about the apps. A lot of different applications, a lot of games, which was interesting for me to see.
Yeah, it's fun to see that. There's often like I think in a lot what a lot of people think of bubble art can be very business orientated
Yeah.
sometimes. So it's fun to see that other side of yes, you can actually build fun stuff with it.
Consumer facing. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I got started with it, was building kind of quiz apps and fun
Yeah.
stuff. But it is a great way to start learning Bubble. So yeah, I'm not surprised to see a lot of the entries in the hackathon were kind of game related,
Yep.
because it's a fun way of like getting into it and just learning the ropes really without building something too complex.
Yep. And I mean, we're gonna share online about all of the apps, but there were 5 apps, right? There was one fun app. I think it was your team that was mapped the hotel and the resort, and you could kind of snap a picture of any drink you were taking and get some fun information about the drink. It was using some pretty fun, sophisticated AI.
Yeah.
So that one was really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a lot of fun beta testing that one throughout the last few days.
How many drinks
I
did you?
think we logged. I looked in the database this morning, and there were about 40 in there. So there's been a lot of
Testing. Let's
a lot
call
of
it testing.
testing, a lot
Yeah.
of user research been happening with the apps to get it to the point where it was.
Yep.
final.
We had another app which was really fun, a multiplayer game. Kind of crazy that it came together so quickly.
That was awesome. Yeah, with audio in it as well,
Yeah.
which isn't necessarily something that I really even realised you could do with the native app builder. But
Yeah.
recording audio clips, that was very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's like Bubble is a very horizontal platform, and even on the web, right? Like it's hard to define like what can be done because it's more about like what you cannot do.
Yeah.
Right. It's super horizontal, and I think we're gonna see the same thing for mobile because it's again built on the same foundation, and so hopefully we keep learning about the different apps that like can be built on Bubble. So that one was really great. We had a Summer Games app, which is a beautifully designed app where you can play different games during the summer. The game that was demoed, I forgot what it's called in English, Hangman.
Yes. Yeah. There was that one, and then the other one I really loved was the one that was used the camera to point at any kind of object and like give
Yeah,
you
that was Geo.
history about the who invented it, what the future for that might be. Yeah, I thought that was lovely, that one. Yeah.
Yep. And then the last one I think was a board game app, right, where you could take a picture of any board game, input the number of players, and get like a super simple, well-designed how to play the game. And we played board games throughout the week, so it would have been helpful.
Yeah, it's from a real life use case as well, isn't it? Like we've all been there where you've got a board game, you have no idea how to play it. So snap a photo, I mean, and get those instructions. I think that was a thing I noticed actually. I think with most of the apps, there was an element of AI with them.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them had some kind of AI element to them. And, I think it goes to show that, being an AI wrapper for an app is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah,
if it
absolutely.
makes the use case really easy for the end user, like that board game example. Yes, you could go to ChatGPT and ask for that, but people don't know that they can do that.
Exactly, and if you build a nice UI,
Yeah.
you make it like very specific to the use case, and then Sarah mentioned that she was on that team that she has a friend or a friend of a friend that owns like a board game shop somewhere in France and has a huge audience.
Yeah.
And that's how she got the idea, right?
It's amazing, yeah. I think that's going to be one of the things I'm so excited to see with Bubble Mobile. There's just so many opportunities to build new products that use AI that just don't exist yet, and people don't even realize they exist. So I can't wait to see what people make, even just based on what we saw in the hackathon. So that was really cool.
Yep. No, that was awesome. And I mean, just I guess like stepping away from the hackathon a little bit, reflecting on the week. The event was super interesting. I looked at some of the data.
Yeah.
I think we had people from 10 different countries, right? A lot of countries in Europe, obviously, France, the UK, Germany, Spain, and Pablo, I think, was in the Philippines recently. So he entered the Philippines as his country. We had the US, obviously. Netherlands, Lithuania, Georgia, right? So like such a like global community and a lot of like veteran Bubble developer, right? I think the average age was 4.5, 4.6 years on Bubble. You were skewing that even higher,
I think I was like 7 years, something like that. So I've been playing around with it for a long time. There's definitely some more expert people here, and there was people at different stages of learning Bubble as well, which is cool, and people who are experts in other tools that kind of connect with Bubble as well. So that's been one of my favorite things, is the kind of exchanging of ideas and like people getting together and teaching each other how to use a certain new thing or whatever. That's been really cool to see. Probably one of my favorite favorite bits. Like, have you got a favorite kind of moment from the last couple of days here that's really been your favorite bit of it? I mean, the setting is obviously amazing.
Yeah, no, the setting is amazing. I think the individual conversation that I've had with like a lot of you throughout the week have been great. Like maybe one favorite moment for me was so after the hackathon, we did some like demos on Wednesday where I think you and a couple of other people showed really. I'm gonna have two favorite moments.
Yeah.
First one is, so you guys shared some of your work or some tips, and I think you talked about Cloudflare Worker with Tom.
Yes.
And like everyone was blown away, and like 24 hours later, I spoke to 4 or 5 people from the retreat that said, "Yeah, I'm hooked. I'm already playing with it." So like seeing that like learning moment and then implemented and tested right away was super fun for me to see. And then the other aspect was right after the hackathon demo day, we had Julian demo one of his apps, Synflow.
That was amazing.
And what was really great is it just like became a conversation and a AMA. Like the presentation at some point didn't matter as much, and it was just like editor on the editor on the screen. Tell me how this was built. Tell me how that was built. Show me your coolest feature. And it was just like, both developers geeking together and sharing, and it was really fun to see.
Yeah, I love that, and I love that it's just so informal. Yes, we were in kind of almost a theater, but it's very chilled. Everyone's very happy to share what they've been working on, ask questions. It isn't like a one-way thing. There was always discussion going back and forth, which I thought was awesome. And again, that highlights, I thought, Julian's demo at the end of that amazing product, Synflow, just shows the difference of apps that you can build with Bubble.
For sure.
Like, you've got a gigantic funded SaaS platform that you can build your own AI agents in, and then we've got our apps that we've kind of hacked together over 2 days, and they're already pretty much ready to go on the App Store. So
I'm actually hoping that a lot of those make it to the store, right? Because for the purpose of this hackathon, it was obviously we had 48 hours ish, so it was just like finish it and show us the preview mode. But for the actual Bubble Summer Hackathon, which I'm hoping all of you guys are going to submit your apps for, the requirement is to actually have the app in the store. And so I'm excited to see the teams kind of continue to push the apps and get them in the store. And I've spoken to quite a few people that said, okay, I'm hooked. This is really fun. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna submit it, and love to see it.
Nice. And so, like, if anyone watching this wants to get involved with that and start building their apps, where would you recommend they? Maybe if they've not even built with Bubble before, what would you recommend?
I would say if you go to bubble.io/mobile, it's kind of like the home of everything mobile, and there's a lot of information about the product. And there's, I think, 2 paths that you can take to learn. There's a path for net new users. It's a really great in-depth course that we've done with actually a community member who's been creating the course with her education team, and it takes you from zero to one. Matt Neary, you're obviously familiar with him.
YouTube, I think.
Exactly. It's linked on the mobile page. But then we also have, because Matt Neary's course is awesome, but if you're an existing Bubble developer with 7 years of experience, for example, a lot of the things you should be able to skip. So you also have a get familiar with Bubble. Mobile with like an existing understanding of Bubble Web, and this is Jeremy from our education team who has like an in-depth, I think it's an hour and a half or 2 hours, like here's how the mobile editor works for a Bubble developer.
Nice. So there's that whole kind of free education basically that people can go and watch. And I think if you watch that and just play around with it, you'll be quite shocked at how quick you can get to a working app. I mean, I think on the first night we had a few early betas knocking around.
You guys were the fastest to ship.
That's why we got so much testing of the checking our drinks in at different places, because we had quite a few days of practicing. So that was really, really awesome. But any final kind of tips or anything that you'd recommend for people getting started with the Bubble with Bubble Mobile and entering that? Is there anything to look out for?
Yeah, I mean, I think just get started, ask questions, get involved. We have a really great community, and one thing that we have a hashtag going on this week, hashtag Bubble Greek House, and it's been awesome to see like everyone post. We actually, I think we went, we started trending in Greece, the hashtag crazy. Bubble Greek House, which was crazy. But I was talking to some people about like posting online, and I think like if you're starting your journey as a developer or as a mobile developer, to really like build in public and learn in public, because everyone either is in the same kind of spot or will be eventually, or was there like a year or 2 years ago.
Exactly.
And it's a super friendly community. People are super nice, help each other.
Yeah.
And like your learning, if you do that in public, might help someone else as well. So I would say, get started and share your progress, and hopefully it should be fun.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, the Bubble community is just amazing, and in fact, the wider no code community as well as we know, and AI is really supportive. Like you've got the forum, Twitter or X. There's tons of places where you can post what you're doing and share it. I think that's a great tip to end on. So this is the final day of the Bubble House here in Greece. So Hackathon has just ended. A lot of people are going to be checking out tomorrow. I think there's a few more tours going on, like the boat tour that you guys went on.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So
that was really fun.
It's not just hacking and stuff. There is a lot.
I mean, as you can see, right?
Yeah. This is it's pretty great place. So I mean, if you are a bubble builder, I would definitely make sure you're following Sarah Esteve.
Absolutely.
And Teo.
Huge shout out to Sarah for organizing this.
What a great thing to do. It's just
absolutely
incredible. And she's been doing it for so many years, bringing all these people together. So yeah, definitely make sure you're following her. And
we call it the Bubble Godmother.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe we'll see you at the next one next year. But yeah, from this year in Crete here in Greece, we're about to get to sunset. Lovely day. Hackathon wrapped. Any final thoughts, Teo, before we?
No, I think that's it. Thank you so much, James, for doing this, for joining us this week, and for recording. Appreciate your time. Hope you had a great time. And
absolutely loved it. And thank you again to you and to Bubble for supporting this.
Yeah, of course.
I think things like this is what kind of sets it apart as a platform to do stuff like this. It's a bit unusual, a bit fun.
Yeah, to meet up in Greece with Bubble developers. Well, hopefully we can do more of that.
Yeah, I'm definitely up for that. So that's it for this episode. A bit of an unusual one, but I'll see you again back for the next one with Kieran back in the UK. Not quite in as glamorous setting as this, unfortunately. But that's it for this week.
Hey, it's been a beautiful weather.
Lovely.
Bye.
See ya.